We go live to Venezuela, where the President of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodríguez, is offering statements. Let's listen. The possibility of doing over 100 years, Venezuela is receiving several forms of migration. Venezuela is receiving millions that came from Europe after the World War II. Venezuela received what it was the Turkish Empire, hundreds of thousands of people who came searching for opportunities in these lands. Venezuela received also Jewish people, Muslims, Catholics, Orthodoxes, Christians.
Different systems of religions and different cultural systems. And from the 60s, the 70s and the 80s, Venezuela was the main point of migration of our brothers and sisters of Colombia, of Peru, of Ecuador, and Central America. Also, we have been the receptors of migration from the Chinese population, who are also in Venezuelan land, and they're very prosperous. So to define ourselves as Venezuelans, we have our own values, our own characteristics as Venezuelan men and women, but the main value is that of solidarity, of holding our hands and receiving that who comes from afar, that who suffers. Maybe he left horrors behind in his birth homeland, and we receive them and we tell them, here you have a brother, a sister, here you have a homeland. All of you are the witnesses of this truth. That is why that a council like this council, that comes from an initiative of the Venezuelan parliament through its commission of dialogue, and that especially it comes from the intention of looking for mechanisms of encounter between Venezuelan men and women. We already have enough elements and reasons for which we have discussed in political, religious, and cultural subjects. That now is the time to look at the elements in which we are together. We share the elements that we share. There's no one here who is looking for a different flag. All of us have one flag, the three-color flag with the 8 stars. No one is looking for a different emblem or looking to substitute a national hymn. But we're what is the thing that joins us? If we're not looking to substitute our conditions of patriots, of Venezuelan, then let's look for the way of reuniting ourselves to fight and sustain the peace. There is a real threat against the peace of Venezuela. There is a real threat against the tranquility, and that threat is based on lies. In the holding of false positive, in the developing of a rhetoric that is violent and promotes the violence against the people, civilian, and against the people of Venezuela. That threat is based on facts that are very difficult, that have been happening in the Caribbean Sea, near Venezuelan Sea, and those facts, they go against all of international law, against sea laws, they go against the laws of the United States of America, they go against the laws of the countries of the Caribbean, and of course they go against the laws and the Constitution of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. They also go against elemental rights that are held in the UN Charter. They go against the right of life, of due process, of identity, of the free transit, the right to economical activity, the right to any form of work activity that the person decides to choose in a free manner. And it is important, it is especially important, the calling of the sectorial chapter of communities in Venezuela, because